Coconut milk extraction. Processing organic coconuts into milk and cream. Processing organic coconuts into coconut milk and coconut cream involves several key stages, from selection and preparation of the mature fruit to the final extraction and separation of the desired products. The distinction between milk and cream is primarily based on the ratio of coconut meat to water used in the extraction, with cream being thicker and having a higher fat content. Selection and preparation of the coconut. Now, the process begins with selecting mature brown coconuts that are typically 10 to 13 months old. These contain the firmer meat and higher oil content necessary for rich milk and cream production. Since the goal is organic products, it is crucial to ensure the coconuts are sourced from certified organic farms, adhering to strict standards regarding pesticides and fertilizers, dehusking and shelling. The first physical step is dehusking, which involves removing the thick fibrous outer husk. This is often done using a machete or a specialized tool. Once the husk is off, the hard inner brown shell is cracked open. This can be achieved by tapping firmly with a heavy knife or hammer around the coconut's equator. Before cracking, it's common practice to drain the coconut water by puncturing the eyes with a sharp tool like a screwdriver, which can then be reserved for drinking or other uses. Extracting and cleaning the meat. The solid coconut flesh, meat, is then carefully pried out of the shell, often with a butter knife or special tool. For the cleanest, whitest final product, the thin, brown, fibrous skin clinging to the white flesh must be pared off using a vegetable peeler or small knife. This step ensures that the final milk and cream have a pure, bright white color and prevents contamination by brown flecks. Following paring, the white coconut meat is washed thoroughly to remove any lingering shell fragments or milk residues. In commercial settings, this may involve blanching with hot water or steam, which not only cleans but also reduces bacteria and inactivates enzymes, which can help increase the yield and shelf life of the final products. Grinding and extraction of milk. The clean white coconut meat is now ready for grinding, which breaks down the cell walls to release the oil-rich emulsion we know as coconut milk. Grating or grinding the meat. The coconut meat must be reduced to fine particles. This is typically done by grating it using either a traditional benchtop grater or a modern food processor mechanical grinder. The finer the particles, the easier it is to extract the milk efficiently. Mixing and blending. The grated coconut meat is then combined with hot but not boiling water. The heat helps to loosen the fat content and maximize the extraction of the creamy emulsion. The ratio of coconut meat to water dictates the resulting product's richness. For thick coconut cream first press milk, a higher ratio of coconut to water is used, often a 1.1 or slightly higher coconut to water ratio. For coconut milk, a larger proportion of water is added, resulting in a thinner consistency. This can also be done by reusing the pulp from the first extraction and adding more water. The mixture is thoroughly blended in a high-speed blender or food processor until it becomes a smooth, opaque liquid. In large-scale industrial processing, this step involves mechanical pressing using hydraulic or screw-type extractors for maximum efficiency. Straining and filtration. The blended coconut mixture is then strained to separate the liquid milk cream from the solid coconut meal, pulp. This is commonly done by pouring the mixture into a nut milk bag, fine mesh strainer, lined with cheesecloth, or a clean kitchen towel placed over a large bowl. The material is vigorously squeezed and massaged by hand to extract the maximum amount of liquid. The remaining pulp, after the first squeeze, can be mixed with more hot water and strained again to yield a thinner batch of coconut milk, or it can be dried and ground into coconut flour, a zero-waste approach. Separation of cream and milk. At this stage, the liquid extracted is a rich, full-fat coconut milk emulsion. To obtain separate coconut cream and thinner coconut milk, the classic light coconut milk, a final separation step is required. Settling and skimming. The freshly strained liquid coconut emulsion is transferred into a narrow airtight container like a glass jar and allowed to rest without disturbance. For best separation results, the container is placed in a refrigerator for a few hours, typically overnight or for 2 to 3 hours minimum. As the emulsion cools, the coconut cream, which is the thicker, higher fat liquid, will rise and form a distinct opaque layer on the top. The thinner, lower fat liquid that settles underneath is the basic coconut milk. Final collection. Once the layers have fully separated, the thick coconut cream is carefully scooped off the top layer. The remaining liquid underneath is the lighter consistency coconut milk. Both the extracted coconut cream and milk should be stored in airtight containers in the refrigerator, where they will typically keep for up to 5 days. This completes the essential step-by-step processing of organic coconuts into their creamy and milky derivatives. The entire process maintains the organic integrity of the raw material, yielding a pure, rich final product free of commercial additives or preservatives.